Hi, my name is Chris Durhan. Welcome to another episode of Drinks from Eddie Muller's Noir Bar. Each week I take a chapter from the book Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, Cocktails Inspired by the World of Film Noir, and I talk about the film in that chapter, and I make the drink associated with it. Today we are going to be looking at the film from 1946, Decoy, and making the drink The Corpse Reviver No. 2. Now, Decoy was directed by Jack Bernard, has a cast that I had heard of one person on the cast. The cast includes Gene Gilly, Edward Norris, Robert Armstrong, Herbert Rudley, Marjorie Wordworth, and the one person I did hear of was Sheldon Leonard. So there you go. It's obviously a B movie. It has a kind of weird, borderline screwy premise. Basically, it's all revolves around the fact that the poison, cyanide, can be counteracted with a substance called methane blue. And so the writer of the story basically decided to make a story around it, and basically that's what it is. So you have a gangster who has stolen $400,000. He has buried it somewhere, and only he knows the location of it, and he's been sentenced to death in the gas chamber. And they find out that there is a substance, methane, I think it was methane and not methylene, but it could be methylene. Anyway, they find this substance, methylene blue, which can counteract the cyanide gas in the gas chamber. And they come up with a plan to steal the body, bring him back to life with the methylene blue, and then have him tell where he hid all the money. And that's the premise. Now, obviously, in the real world, this probably wouldn't work because the guy is, dead. And he would probably remain dead once he's been dead, especially by the time they could get him out of the prison and into a spot where they could administer the methylene blue. So, but you tend to not worry about things like this in this movie. It's one of those ones that if you really start thinking too hard about it, it's not going to work. But it comes off well. They play it well. Gene Gilly is actually pretty good as a femme fatale, especially her maniacal laugh after she kills one of her cohorts in search of this thing. I think she could have had a pretty decent career as a film noir femme fatale had she not died very young from pneumonia at the age of like 33. So anyway, good little film. You really kind of have to check your brains at the door a little bit for this one, but it moves right along and it doesn't give you a lot of chance to think about it, which is perfect for this type of movie. So it definitely works. Now, obviously, the drink is very closely related to this. The drink, The Corpse Reviver, No. 2, and I'll give you a little background on that when we come back and make the drink. I hope you stick around for that. Thanks. And we are back. So we're now going to make the Corpse Reviver No. 2. Now, according to Eddie Muller, this drink goes back to Harry Craddock of the Savoy Hotel. I'm pretty sure that it appears in the Savoy cocktail book. I think it's a Savoy Cocktail Handbook, which was pretty much one of the first real cocktail books. It was published in 1934, and if memory serves me, even in 1934, they had a Corpse Reviver and a Corpse Reviver No. 2. Now, Eddie Muller says that the Corpse Reviver uses quina lillet, which is impossible to find, or they don't make it. I don't remember quite which. You can't find it anymore, so All I know is that almost everybody, when they talk about a corpse survivor, they talk about the corpse survivor number 2. And that's what we're going to make here now. So let's see. This is a shaken drink. So let me find my shaker and get some loaded up with ice. And I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat here, but we'll talk about that later when I get to it. I guess I will not reuse that ice. So we load up our tin with ice. Oh, come on. All right. And now we are going to do an ounce of gin. If I remember correctly, this is Bombay Sapphire, which is one of my favorite gins. There you go. It's 1 ounce of gin. And then we've got 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau. And I have just a airline bottle for the Cointreau. Now, Eddie Muller said that you could substitute in blue curacao for the Cointreau, which would give the drink a blue tint, which would definitely go along with the methylene blue or the methane blue, whichever one it was. I thought I had some blue curacao, but I think I used the last of it when I did the Millionaire a couple of months ago. I went out this morning, tried to find a little airline bottle of blue Cointreau just so I could do that. Couldn't find it, and I didn't want to spring for a 750 milliliter bottle of blue Cointreau because I'm not really a fan of drinks that have color for no reason, which, you know, blue Cointreau is kind of one of those ones that falls into that category. And then we are going to use 3/4 of an ounce of Kochi Americano. By the way, this is the one that I screwed up last week when I made the crimson kimono. It should have been Bruto Americano, and I substituted this in, which seemed to work, but probably not right. But so many of the fortified wines have names that sound so close together. It's pretty easy to get them confused. Okay, and then we've got, so we had 3/4 of an ounce of Kochi Americano, and then we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. And there we go. And we're going to give that a good shake. Okay, now, let's see. We have one more thing we need to do here. This goes in a chilled Nick and Nora glass, and Eddie recommends a absinthe rinse, if I could manage to get my absinthe open, which is giving me crap right now. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just pouring a little bit in there, and I'm going to swirl it around and dump the rest in the top of my shaker. So we get just a little bit of that absinthe flavor. And then I'm going to strain our drink into our Nick and Nora. And now, because I didn't have blue Cointreau, I managed to acquire some methylene blue. So we're just going to use a couple of drops of that. By the way, in this context, methylene blue is also known as food coloring. So I'm going to do that. I probably should have put it in the shaker so it would get stirred in properly. Ooh, that's looking kind of weird. Wait, I know. Here, we'll do this. Oh, blue! Hey, awesome. So, we now have the properly methylene blued Corpse Survivor number 2. Ooh, I like that. I could probably live without the blue, but the It's really nice. It's kind of tart, kind of tangy, but not overly tart. It really kind of works. I'm going to call this one a winner. So, from a booth in the back of Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, we're going to try to revive our corpse and take another drink and say cheers. I hope you join me next time. Thanks.